Ladies and gentlemen, here is another project, the Hourglass token or the weight token. Is this the next Shiba? If you know anything about the Shiba-Inu token, it started with a market cap of about $3,000 and hit a peak market cap of over $40 billion, turning a lot of early investors into overnight millionaires. Is the weight token the next Shiba? Well, in this video we're going to be uncovering that, but please do note that anything I say in this video would be my opinion and never financial advice. Very quickly here we can see the bold claim. The Hourglass weight is a community-driven tax-free token with renounced ownership. 100% of supply is circulating and liquidity has been locked for 100 years. These are very serious statements, okay? So in the following minutes we are going to be investigating these claims to see how true this is, okay? The first thing I want to find out is if this token is sellable. At the moment it is not a honeypot, okay? So this is where the scam usually starts from. As you can see, you can sell this token if you buy it right now, okay? So that's a good one. And it's also pretty clear here that the buy fee is less than 5%, okay? So this is very important. And another one, the sell fee is less than 5%. Now if we look at its contract analysis, we can see that the contract is verified. That is okay. And we can also see that ownership is renounced, okay? This means that the owner is not allowed special permissions, okay? Most scammy projects out there, the developers would code some shady functions that would allow the developers or the owner to be able to do a few things, okay, including running the project, including minting new tokens. All of these things could jeopardize the project, right? But as we can see here, ownership is renounced. Of course, these days there are smart developers that would use a few other shady tricks, okay, to still rock the project even after the ownership of the project has been renounced, okay? I've got a few videos on this channel explaining some of these tricks, okay? If you want to know more about how to fish out these scams, I'm going to be linking these videos in the description of this video. Make sure you watch them to learn more about being safe in the DeFi space, okay? That's some rhyme there. Okay, so let's jump right more into this. Now, if we look at the holders analysis, we can see that about 2.4% of the tokens have been burned, and the circulating supply is about this quantity here. And we can also see that the creator's wallet contains less than 5% of the circulating token supply, right? All of the things here are green. Almost everything here about this project is pretty green. Just about these two things here are red signs, okay? And when you see red signs, it means that you need to be a little bit careful, okay? Now what I'm going to be doing is looking at this, because sometimes when you see some of these red things here, it doesn't necessarily mean that the token is a bad project, okay? You might want to look at it a little bit further for proper understanding of what is going on, okay? So for example, here it says that all other holders possess less than 5% of the circulating token supply, and here it says that at least 95% of liquidity has to be burned or locked for at least 15 days, okay? So that's why you have a red sign. It pretty much looks like 95% of the liquidity has not been locked, okay? But before we jump into any conclusion, let's find the liquidity providers of this token and see what is actually going on. So right here we can see 5 addresses providing liquidity for this token, and if we study the first one, we can see that this one here, this first one here, you can see here that about 54% of this token is already locked, okay? You can see that it is locked here right? The team finance lock. Okay, and we can see other liquidity providers. We can see NEFT Brands. Okay, the developers recently partnered with the NEFT Brands. Okay, other liquidity providers are from this wallet, this and this. Okay, so if we look at this one here, we can see that about 24% of the weight token is in this wallet, and about 16% in this other one, and about 3% in this wallet, and of course this is the third wallet. Okay, so from here it's pretty evident that the liquidity of this token is locked as they claimed on the website, but we also need to know more about for how long it's locked. And you might be asking, why are these other ones not locked? Okay, of course it pretty much looks like this other percentages here are from other liquidity providers from their community. Okay, they do not necessarily have to lock this. Okay, when you are part of a particular project, you're part of the community of a particular project, you can decide to provide liquidity, you can decide to add liquidity to the project. You don't necessarily have to lock the liquidity of the token if you are not the creator of the project, right? Okay, the most important thing here is that a major chunk is already locked, okay, from the developers of the project. Of course, these other guys, if they decide to pull out their liquidity, it is going to affect the liquidity in the sense that it's going to reduce a little bit, and then of course cause higher price impact on the chart. Okay, apart from that, it wouldn't have any serious effect. So if we come over here, we can see that this is the locker used for locking this token. We can see the lockup value. We can see over $163,000, right? Locked for how long? If we come down here, we can see that this first one here unlocks in 175 days, 17 hours for 3 minutes 30 something seconds, right? And then if we also scroll down here, you can see that this one right here unlocks in 36,447 days. Okay, so this is pretty much 100 years. Okay, so the information on the website is actually checking out, okay, which means that these guys are actually not lying about the locked liquidity. So it's pretty clear here that 100% of their liquidity is locked. Okay, the pools that are not locked are the pools created by other members of the community. Okay, so over here we can see their smart contract audits, right? There are a lot of information here. Okay, you can go through all of this to get more information about the project, but let's look at the executive summary of this project. If we come here, we can see that the critical issues from the project according to the summary: 0, they acknowledged; 0, major open problems; 0, acknowledged; 0, resolved; 2, right? So this is kind of like the summary of the analysis right here. Okay, so we don't have any serious issues here, right? Of course, you can see it here. Major problems, we've got 0 open major problems. Okay, and you can see minor problems, just 2, unknown, 0, right? Of course, on their website we can see they're already partnering with big companies, and the company here is NEFT Brands. Okay, if you don't know about this company, you could just simply do a Google search about this company, and then you get more information. Of course, here you can see their journey ahead. Okay, these are a few of the things they've done so far, and you can see where they are now, revealing the official Hourglass advisors. If we scroll down, you can see more things they have for this project. So here on their website, they talked about utility for this project. Of course, they are definitely gonna create a utility for the project. If you read all of these things here, you're gonna get more insight about this project. Okay, now there are a lot of things you might be asking: who are the people behind this project? And that's one of the most important questions you need to ask, okay, in the DeFi space. But of course, sometimes even when the developers, the team behind the project are not known, the project could still do very well. That is why in DeFi space, you just have to trust your instincts sometimes, okay? Because the Shiba-Inu token, we still do not know who the team behind that project or the Shiba token are. I personally did go through the source code, okay, to see if there are any shady functions in the code, because sometimes some of these auditing firms fail to spot these links through which these developers rug projects nowadays, okay. Personally, I couldn't find anything. The code is pretty much close to 100% in my opinion, judging from my knowledge of solidity. I think this project has the potential to do well in the next bull market, especially if it gets the right with the required attention. So that's it, guys. In this video, these are my personal thoughts, these are my personal opinions, never financial advice. So this is it for this video. This is Briggs LBs, and he's your guy Ken, signing off.